Good morning everyone. I know the response flows in Bali. If we show severe damage and loss for fish agenda total is to discuss the emitted extinos. Miss Alifa from the environmental perspective, what your assessment?
Thank you, Mr. Adit. The flood was exacerbated by a combination of extreme weather events and human activities, mainly uncontrolled development right now. The environment is severely compromised. Many green areas and rice fields have been converted into buildings reducing natural water absorption.
If I might add, the tourism sector is facing significant challenge. Many hotels and resorts are either damaged or inaccessible due to the flood. This directly impacts Bali's economy, which heavily relies to tourism.
That's true. We must balance humanitarian aid with economic recovery. Our public communication should assure tourists that Bali remains safe and open while emphasizing safety for locals.
Given this, what do you propose as your first conservative? Your representative evaluations infrastructure repairs or environmental restoration?
Immediate priority should be emergency relief, evacuation, and medical aid for those affected. Simultaneously, we must deploy teams are currently formed by debris and trash.
And we must coordinate with tourism operators to manage cancellation and rebooking sensitively to maintain Bali's reputation international.
From the government communication standpoint, transparent updates via social media, local media, and community meetings will be crucial to prevent misinformation.
Regarding infrastructure of drainage estimates F clear files, though we have plans for upgrades or reducing.
Drainage system is outdated and overwhelmed. We need immediate investment in infrastructure, expanding drainage capacity, installing retention basins, and regular maintenance schedules.
Will this upgrade affect tourism zones? We must ensure minimal disruption to business while improving safety.
We can pace construction to minimize impact and provide clear timelines so business can prepare accordingly.
Okay, because today is not anything, we will discuss this problem tomorrow.
Heavy rains and flooding have killed at least 6 people here in Bali, and it's caused chaos on the tourist island. Here in West Denpasar, I just want to show you some of the damage that's been caused here in this river. Very fast and powerful water has come through in the early hours of this morning, causing significant destruction to these buildings here. We know there's been significant property damage, inundation of homes and streets in this really powerful event that's taken place over the last day or so.
Excuse me.
What are they doing?
Look at the impact of the flood that happened. It's so severe.
That's why we as the government must be able to handle it well.
That there's been considerable disruption on the roads. There's likely an enormous amount of property damage as a result of these floods. And as search and rescuers continue to work through, we'll see whether more people have died in this event that's really taken so many people by surprise. There's a lot of shock and dismay. People say that they've never seen this in their lifetime here in Bali. Here's what some of them had to say just moments ago.
Of course I'm worried. I hope there won't be any more heavy rains like last night. I hope the Denpasar government will handle it soon. This has never happened before. This is the worst.
I am scared for sure. We were lucky this morning because we were all awake, so we knew we got flooded. If we were asleep and had no idea there was a flood, we would have been carried away.
It's a really significant flooding event that's shocked many here in Bali, and the recovery here on the tourist hotspot will likely take some time.
How do we prevent this from happening again? So we post moratoriums on now development in flood prone areas.
Absolutely, we need stricter zoning, regulation and enforcement. Reforestation efforts and restoring wetlands will also increase natural floods mitigation.
But enforcement has been a challenge, especially with pressure from developers. How can we overcome this?
We must increase transparency and public involvement. Community watchdog group and independent environmental assessment can help.
What about climate change? How does it factor in our planning?
Floods like this are likely to increase in frequency and intensity due to climate change. Our disaster management must incorporate climate resilience, green infrastructure, sustainable urban planning, and public education.
Are there opportunities for green tourism initiatives that align with these goals?
Definitely. Promoting ecotourism not only helps the environment, but also attract a growing market segment of responsible travelers.
Lastly, shall we coordinate among different government agencies and then take forest for effective implementation?
We need an interagency task force with clear rules, accountability, and regular monitoring.
And involve private sector partners and LSM to maximize resources.
Communication channels must be open and frequent from local communities to the central government.
Thank you. Let's prepare to verify action plan integrating emergency response, infrastructure upgrades, environmental protection, human resilience, and then transparent communication. Our next meeting will review progress and budget next.
Thank you for today.
Nice to meet